2025 NFL Draft is in the books. Some teams cashed in well, and some teams left you scratching your head. So I'm gonna give you my top 5 list of winners and losers in the NFL Draft for 2025. Let's get into it. As the old saying goes, we all can't win. Some teams won in the draft and some teams lost. So I'm going to give you my list, my rendition, and my grades of teams that actually did well in the draft and some teams that I just didn't understand what their thought process was. And we're going to give it to you live and direct here on the Lockdown Diva Sports Network. As always, man, hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. Let people know that we're out there. We're booming through the algorithms and the YouTube. So let's get into it. Let's talk about who smashed the draft and who definitely left you with a lot to be desired. Let's just put it that way. So I got 5 teams that I just felt they just killed the draft, and some of them unexpected. Some teams don't really have a tradition of drafting well, and they did well this draft. And some teams that typically have traditions of drafting well, they didn't hit their mark this time and go around. So let's talk about it. So I got a list of winners and losers here. Let's talk about all in glowing fashion. So here's my list of winners and losers. So to start off with the winner's side, I think the Panthers absolutely smashed their draft. They hit 7 out of 8 picks. I think the Cardinals as well smashed their draft. They hit 6 out of 7. I think the Browns, although they were mired in a lot of controversy with the Shedeur Sanders issue, I think they hit 6 out of 7 of their draft picks. The Titans picking at the top of every round in the draft with 6 out of 9. The Raiders, ironically enough, no hate, no shade. They definitely went 7 out of 11 for me. So I got to give them credit where credit's due. So they did their thing. New regime over there, so they're doing big things as well. So those are my winners. Now the losers are a different story. I feel like the Dolphins left me scratching my head. I feel like they hit maybe 2 out of 8 in their respective draft. The Jaguars, although they were picking high, they hit 3 out of 9. Their back end of their draft was pretty bad. The Colts, another team kind of picking in the middle area, they went 3 out of 8. I'm not sure what they were doing over there. Broncos, 3 out of 7. I'm not sure. I'm gonna put a caveat on this because Sean Payton has a propensity to draft obscure guys that kind of fit his mold in his scheme and make them work. But face value, I think they hit 3 out of 7. And the Steelers, I don't know what the Steelers were doing either. They're typically traditionally good at drafting, and I feel like they hit 3 out of 7 of their picks, and they still have a quarterback of noteworthiness. So yeah, we still got to answer that question. So let's get into each individual draft real quick here. Let's break it down simple and plain. So starting off with the Carolina Panthers, I think they absolutely smashed their draft. They addressed all the needs that they had and then some. I like a lot of their picks. Of course, Ted McMillan, number 1 overall. Nick Scrouton, an edge rusher, what they sorely needed. Then they doubled down with another one, Princely, has another edge rusher in 3. They got Trevor Etienne to add to that backfield at 4. Lathan Ransom, a really good safety at 5. Not sure about the Cam Jackson pick, but the Mitchell Evans and the Jimmy Horn pick to round it out in 5 and 6. I definitely love all of those picks. So those are my 7 out of 8 that they smashed. I think they did a really good draft, and I think the Panthers are going to make some noise. If Bryce Young could deliver or at least improve on his play at the end of last season, I think they're going to be a team to watch out for. I really do. I think their personnel is much improved. They really got youthful and young in the draft. I think they got a lot of talent over there now. I think they're going to be good on both sides of the ball if they're coached properly. So look out for the Carolina Panthers, man. I think they're doing pretty good. So I'm going to give them a grade A for their draft. I think they smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. Next up is the Arizona Cardinals. I think they had 6 out of 7 of their picks. I think they did really well in where they landed their guys. Guys that I had mocked in several different areas. I think they were going to be good in the later rounds as well. So first round, went out and got Walter Nolan, a D tackle to go along with Calais Campbell. I think that's a smash pick. Landed Will Johnson, ironically, in the second round. He fell in the draft. So he fell to them. They needed a corner badly. Got an edge rusher in Jordan Burch to go along with the 3 that they already have. That's added to that room. So they got your 3 to maybe 4 good edge rushers over there on that side now. Cody Simon, who I've been pounding the table for a minute. I don't know why they haven't listened as a D lineman, but he's a linebacker from Ohio State. They definitely got a Swiss Army knife in the 3-down linebacker day 1. I love his play. Denzel Burke was another corner that I had fought in the late rounds. It's going to be pretty good for you. They definitely doubled down on their secondary and should get better there. Hayden Connor, I'm a little questionable about in regards to what he may play and may or may not play, but they rounded out with Kenta Crawford, who's a safety from Nevada. He has all the tools and the physical traits to be a really good player in this league if he's coached well. He's a 5'11", 200-pound safety, hard-hitting safety, runs a 4.40, jumps a 41-inch vertical. I mean, again, he has all the athletic tools to be a good. So if you coach him properly and you line him up with Buda Baker and you let him mentor him under his wing, he's going to be great. So I'm going to give them another A. They got another A, 6 out of 7 draft for them. For me, they did great. So I got to give them credit and kudos to what they've been doing over there in Arizona the past couple of years under their new head coach. So shout out to Arizona. Next up is the Browns. Again, the Browns were under a lot of controversy with the Shedeur Sanders pick. They didn't wait until the 5th round to get him. Ironically, so they started off their draft with getting Mason Graham in the 5th after trading down. They traded the 2nd overall pick to the Jaguars and traded down and got Mason Graham in the 1st round. The second top of the 2nd round, they got linebacker Cody Swissinger. Very good linebacker, probably the best in the class, to help out JOK on that side of the ball. So they got an interior guy and a linebacker to help out that run defense, was sorely lacking in 2024. Lot to like about that. And then went out and got a bell cow running back, in my opinion, Quishon Judkins, running back from the Ohio State Buckeyes. I love this kid. Like I said, I wanted the Chargers to draft him, but they ended up getting Mario Hampton. So hey, I'm not mad at that. But I definitely think that Quishon Judkins is going to be a bell cow for them. Is going to add a fuel to that backfield because they actually doubled down on running back, which I'm going to get to in a minute. But they got a nice backfield between the Sampson, Judkins, and Ford now. So I like what they're doing there. And I think they're going to run the ball a lot. Got Harold Fanning Jr., tight end in the 3rd round to go along with David Njoku. So they got a nice 2 tight end, running back set going out there with that O-line. I think they're doing pretty good personnel-wise, and they retooled there. Scratching my head at the Dylan Gabriel pick in the 3rd round. I don't understand that at all. In all honesty, I'm not sure why they did that, especially when they were just going to go turn around and draft Shedeur in the 5th. But it is what it is. And then they went out and got Dylan Sampson, like I said, a running back out of Tennessee. In the 4th round is another good running back. So him and Judkins, it should be a good 1-2 combo going forward. And then rounded out, they got Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round from Colorado and drafted him. So I think they hit out 6 out of 7 picks. I don't like the Dylan Gabriel pick personally, but I think they got an A- draft. And outside of the controversy they had about not picking Shedeur high. But yeah, I definitely agree that they definitely did their thing, and they definitely have vastly improved their D line and their linebacking core, as well as their running back room. And they got a good, large 5 contingency quarterback room now with the veterans and the rookies that they drafted. So ought to be interested in what Cleveland does, but I think personnel wise, they're definitely in a better place today than they were in 2024. Moving up next to the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans smashed their draft as well. I mean, they were picking, top of each round practically. They picked number 1 overall, obviously, and got Cam Ward, a starting quarterback for probably the best quarterback in this draft. Definitely appreciated them getting a quarterback and moving on from Will Levis. I never thought that was the right answer. And I can tell that the coach, Callahan, does not like him at all. He understands that he's not, focused NFL quarterback, although he's physically gifted. So they went out and got Cam Ward, a good dual threat quarterback to lead his offense. Then they turned around and got Olufemi Olujalo, edge rusher from UCLA in the 2nd round. Definitely was sorely in need of edge rusher by losing Harold Landry. So they got him in the building. Then they went out and got Kevin Winston Jr., the safety, who went higher, in my opinion, out of the 3rd round, but had he not got injured. He's coming off an injury, but listen, when this kid is healthy and whole and on tape, he's a monster. He's a monster. So I think they got a real good steal in the 3rd round with him. I got a special teams in slot burner in Chimere Dike from Florida. This kid runs like lightning 4.3 40. Again, he's fast on tape. He's fast in the combine. He's fast everywhere. So they definitely hit a smash on that pick. And I actually thought Chimere would fall later in the draft, but they went up in 4th round and got him and didn't blink. Like that pick. Then they went out and got Governor Hellman in the 4th round as well, a tight end to go along with Chiga Okonkwo. So they got a nice 2 tight end set going on there. It's a really good fit. Round 4, they got Elick Annemanner from Stanford, another good wide receiver. So they're doubling down on that position, as well as what they did in the earlier part of the draft. So I like that. Then to round it out, that last part of the draft, I'm not too sure about. I want to kind of give Jackson Slater some grace, thinking he may actually, physically contribute to the team early. He's a bit of a tweener in the sense he's going to be a guard in the league. I'm not so sure about that. So I really couldn't peg him as being the 7th pick I like. I'm not sure. And then the Marcus Harris and the Caleb Mullins pick, I'm not too sure about either. I think they're more special teams, guys that may fill in here and there, but I don't think they're going to be starters right away. They're a bit more developmental pieces. So I'm going to hold my tongue on those particular picks, but I like everybody else. So I think they got a 6 out of 9 in their drafts. I like what they're doing there. So it was a great draft for them. So they did great. I give them another A grade for this. I think they smashed it. I think they did a great as far as picking the right talent, the right positions, and getting this roster built up the right way. So I definitely like what Callahan's doing out there, and hopefully the Titans will be better in 2025. And lastly, the Las Vegas Raiders hit my radar. I just kept watching them pick and just kept shaking my head like, I cannot believe this particular rendition of the Raiders is going down. I'm not used to them picking this well. I really am not. Being an AFC West, rival, I'm really not used to them doing this. I think they might have duct taped and gagged Mark Davis and like kept him out of the way and allowed themselves to allow Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll and Tom Brady and those guys to pick their own guys. And they went out and smashed the draft. I have to give them credit where credit's due. A lot of sleepers I had on my list, they picked, as well as some other guys are just bona fide studs. Of course, they went out and got Aston Jensen in the first round, the running back, bell cow running back for them. Then they got in the second round, we got, Jack Best. Now, I'm not too high on Jack Best personally. I think he's a tweener. He's a former tight end turned wide receiver. I think he's kind of in the middle. I personally, for him and his speed and his body type, I would have gained a little more weight and played tight end versus trying to play wide receiver, but that's what he wants to do. So I'm not sure exactly how that fits in this scheme and what they're doing in regards to him playing wide receiver. But he is the second round pick, so I'm sure they would at least give him a shot and try to line him up and see what he can do. So we'll see what the TCU wide receiver does. But outside of that, the third round, Darian Porter, absolute stud of a quarterback. I love this kid. 6'4", I want to say 200 pounds, runs a 4.3 40. Jumps out the gym with I think over 40 inch vertical. Looks really good and really smooth on tape. Big body, gets in the way of a lot of passes, breaks up a lot of passes. Really physical at the point of attack. Again, I think they got another smash at cornerback here. I really think he's a sleeper, one of the sleepers in the DB room for this 2025 draft class. I love that pick. The Caleb Rogers pick, I was kind of unsure about, but they followed back up with the Charles Grant pick. The Charles Grant pick I absolutely love, and I think he's going to be their right tackle. I think that he's going to be their right tackle. He can play tackle or guard, in my opinion. Very big, solid runs and pass protecting guru. I mean, he did play at William and Mary. I know people want to give that as a slight, but I think he's going to be good in the league. He has all the physical tools. So if he's coached up properly, I think he's going to be the start right tackle, and that's going to help that room tremendously and get better on the O-line in day one. I really do. And the next is Dante Thornton, who's an absolute burner at Tennessee. I was hoping that the Chargers might get him as well in the middle rounds, but they snagged him up in the fourth. Just beast, a speed demon. I can't say enough about Dante Thornton's abilities after the catch. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Again, he's a highly talented, skillful wide receiver that's going to be good for them, and it's going to be a problem for people that are trying to cover him, especially when he lines up in the slot. He's going to be a good one. So look out for Dante Thornton for the Raiders. Then went out got Tonka Hemingway out in the fourth round as well, D tackle, to help fill out that room next to Christian Wilkins. So yeah, that's another good one. Then they doubled down with JJ Peckers, who I actually love as a sleeper. I love JJ Peckers as a sleeper, as a good run stopping DT. So I think they doubled down on that, and they really got better on their defensive side of the ball up front. You're talking about Tonka, JJ, and Max Crosby. So already in Christian Wilkins. So that's four on your front line that's going to be good day one. I think the only thing they're really missing is another edge rush on the other side to kind of fill out that room, but they definitely are getting there and quickly. Now, the Tommy Millette, Cam Miller picks are more Raider picks. I think I'm not sure about those two guys, but the Cody Lindenberg pick in 7 was a steal. I'm not sure why he fell that far as a linebacker. I think he's a really good run stopping linebacker, so he can definitely come in and play special teams and ultimately possibly break into a starting lineup once he gets his feet wet. But I like what he did. I gave him a B+ because I didn't like the Jack Best pick or the 6 and 7, the 2 6-rounders that I didn't have on my list. But I give him a B+. I think they definitely got out of the guys they had the 7 out of 11. I think they did really great. I think they did what they had to do, and hopefully that regime change in Vegas is a sign of times for the Raiders to be better. So we'll see. More competition makes better football. So we'll see how things go. Stay tuned tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for part 2 of our Winners and Losers series, where we go over the losers of the 2025 NFL Draft. And remember to subscribe to never miss an upload.